I just figured I'd thank somebody, even though it's a year late.
Should blame the person that broke it in the first place. That invented input limit reached.
Let's just make an input limit, and I'll slow them down.
Okay, now we should make the input limit 1 action per hour. Just make sure when they look at a friends list profile, check all the profiles at the same time. Surely they won't reach the limit. Just do hundreds of actions every second. Here we are, guys. We're starting in the bottom left. We've got our loser, currently down 1 game. He is our green Protoss, and he is
vVvHasuu.
And he did choose MLG Xel'Naga versus his opponent, spawning in the top right, up 1 game. We've got our pink Terran. He is
tQWannaBe.
And he's just playing it out the same so far.
And again, as we pointed out, not to be confused with Wannabe Cool or Hasuobs. These are completely different players. And TQ again saying that real men wear pink.
He also loves the shrug and the Subsun. Who is it with that shirt?
Select.
Yep, you're right.
You can actually buy those on the Dignitas website right now. I considered it.
It's a good shirt. Now we do have Hasuu coming up for an early scout. Just checking that Xel'Naga. He does have the exact same layout that he did last time. But on this map it's a lot easier to wall off, so he's probably going to put the Cybernetics core maybe on the bottom. Make more of a choke down main.
Yeah, maybe. Although sometimes when you do like these full walls instead of gap style walls, I mean, you kind of trap your probe sometimes. If like Hellions get behind the mineral line here, it means that the other units are going to have a harder time actually going to catch them. But we'll see what he does. He's going to throw that cyber core down behind that pylon, behind his minerals. Kind of a good spot, like a PvP style, you know, prevent cannon rushes and stuff like that. We'll see how well it works out against Terran here.
Yeah, we might just see Wannabe go for Hellions again, because obviously it worked. And hopefully we see Hasuu.
Oh, he queued up the factory and then canceled it when the probe came back.
There goes
waiting
the
for that Marine to pop.
I think the probe's going to run right by and see
not
it.
Far enough.
Oh, he didn't go!
Hasuu.
He could have gone.
Yeah, you gotta be bold with that. And yep, he's gonna do the exact same thing. Reactor coming down on the racks. Factory about halfway done right now, and he's walling the same way here with those 3 depots at the front.
Oh, nice.
And here comes another probe by Hasuu, again getting chased away. Needs to just dart up there.
I know.
You can actually get through and scout, and it's worth it with just the 50 minerals. I mean, the probe is not going to be mining anyhow, since it's all the way across the map.
He's lost his chance now. Full wall up. So he's not going to get up that ramp anymore. Could poke up. I think the factory's too far away to see it from the top, though. It'd be close.
And this is interesting here. Hasuu actually, I think, went Stalker first and then the Zealot afterwards. And you almost never see that. I don't know what his goal is here, but that's very odd. But it looks like we're going to see almost the exact same builds again. 3-gate opening from Hasuu. He's saving up a decent amount of Chrono Boost right now, maybe using that on Warp Gate. And again, the Hellion with Reactor. And actually not Reactor this time.
Yeah,
he has not swapped them. But he does have that Starport coming up at pretty much the same time.
So yeah, not lifting off the factory. He's just getting the 2 Hellions for now. And continuing to produce Marines, even getting supply block there for a second. He's waiting for that supply depot to finish. And Hasuu just coming up and scouting with the 1 Stalker. He could have caught both of those Hellions if he was just a little bit later with that scout. And SCV headed to the bottom right. Maybe to build something, maybe just to sneak some repairs, maybe to sneak some scouts.
So it looks like Hasu's Stalker did scout the handful of Marines here. Ooh, Hellion's actually blocking that Stalker.
Oh.
That's beautiful.
Oh.
And trying to get a couple extra hits on there for the Marines. This is some really nice micro going on.
The Hellions themselves might be able to finish it off now.
That Stalker.
3rd Hellion on the way.
Just going to finish it off with Hellions. Wow.
And only 1 Stalker left. 2 sentries up, and there goes the Nexus.
He did throw down the Robo before he expanded, though. It's a little bit of a safer build, although again does not have a lot of units out right now.
Here comes the
Here
medevac.
here comes TQ.
This is going to be tough to hold off, especially once the medevac gets here. He might just go straight for the main.
Oh,
Here
yep,
he
there he
goes.
goes. Marines wants to avoid any of the force fields and force Hasuu to kind of split up his army.
And Hasuu sees it with an observer.
Immediately.
And targeting down the medevac. He's going to get it. And the Marines are trapped here.
The Hellions here. Hellions are going up the ramp. The units are drawn away. And they're going straight for the probe line again.
Oh,
no. Starting to roast the probes. They're lining up. Oh my goodness. This is going to be... Oh no. Not too bad. Only 12 harvesters killed, but that was still a lot of damage done. But Hasuu does have the supply lead right now. Just barely.
Yep. So worker supply right now, 20 versus 26 as Wannabe is in the lead. And he does have that command center morphing into the orbital, so he should be fine. We're probably about even at this point in the game. We actually have Hasuu going for a counterattack, and his army is bigger, 23 to 17 supply. So at the very least, he can contain Wannabe inside of his base. He doesn't have stem, not going to have stem anytime soon, so it's going to be really risky to try to push down.
He actually could push up that ramp right now. There's only Marines here and a single Hellion. He has actually had enough force fields to trap those Marines and actually fire on them, which is going to negate the usefulness of a wall if he can actually get in range. And here he goes. The observer is there. Starting still going up first. Force field going down on a really random location. New damage on the supply depot, so one of those units can actually run down the ramp, but it's not what TQ would really want to do.
And
There we go. There we go. The
oh
force
man.
in fighting range now, and a lot of them getting picked off by those stalkers. He actually could push up that ramp still, but he doesn't have that proxy far enough to reinforce. So it looks like he's gonna back off.
He doesn't have to push up. I mean, he's just bought enough time. Well, I thought to catch up in harvesters, but he's not actually chrono boosting. He needs to be chrono boosting out them probes. He's not actually building probes down at the second base either. He's kind of cut production. He even has a few probes not mining at all as main.
Yeah, he actually chrono boosted all 3 of his gateways there. And I'm not sure if he thought it was farther behind than he actually is, or if he just wanted to apply a little bit more pressure. But right now, looking at the income tab, 32 to 26. I mean, he's still 6 harvesters behind, but he's got that expansion up, so it's not too big of a deal for him.
Yep.
Should probably just play safe. He is getting that robotics bay though, and taking to Colossi. Seeing a lot of Marines out. That's definitely a good choice. But that is going to give TQ the chance to start his expansion and throw down those bunkers to defend it. So that orbital command is flying over now, and he's got those Marines and medevacs on the low ground, so he should be safe.
Yep, Stiv is on the way, so he's probably gearing up for a timing attack here. Even getting a few Marauders. So, hopefully by the point that he does push, though, Hasu's going to have at least 1 Colossus, hopefully 2. Well, here comes the push right now, long before Stem's going to be done. It's still about 100 seconds away.
Yeah, this is an interesting push. I think he's just trying to catch Hasuu a little bit off guard, and in that tech transition period, which he actually is in still. The first Colossi just now started. But he's got enough sentries here to completely hold this off. He's actually still got a decent stalker force as well. So with actually good force fields, he could crush this army, I think.
And it looks like Wannabe loading everything. Well, minus 1 Marine and 1 Marauder.
It looks like, oh, the observer barely just going to miss that. But it looks like his units are close enough to the edge.
Oh, he's going to get the medevac? No, he doesn't get away.
Does get a decent amount of free units there, but look at this. Oh, I thought TQ was going to play some mind games and come right back, but just going to drop on the low ground.
Yep, snipe the pylon most likely and back off.
Look at this
and there's the Colossus.
Doing some nice damage on those Marines there. Stalker's trying to chase down a couple of these units. Oh, he's thinking about fighting. There goes some nice force fields, and that army is toast. Look at that. Hasuu even focusing down the medevacs first to make sure these units can't retreat. And
everything is gone.
Bad choice to pick up there. Lost everything for almost free. And now Hasuu going to counterattack. He's got 89 supply to 77. That's a pretty decent supply lead here. And with that 1 Colossus out, he's got a tech lead as well. There's only 2 Vikings here.
Here we go.
The natural needs.
Marauder stem up.
So there goes the piece of. Oh, slow there. Right idea though, but here he is going to group up with his Colossus now. Still no proxy pylon now. I would really like to see one either on the corner or a little bit farther forward.
And focusing down all those Vikings. Colossus needs to come back and actually help the ground army. Looks like he might be able to hold though. SCV's being pulled. He's going to lose a lot of SCVs. And WannaBe just with too many Marauders at this point. Only one Colossus, not really able to deal with DPS needs. Loses the Colossus and might lose everything else in the process.
Oh, the second Colossus is actually rallied over there and it's all alone right now. He needs to be very careful about splitting up his army here. There he goes, pulling it back. And he needs to make sure it doesn't get trapped out of position.
And WannaBe almost overstemming to try to catch these Stalkers. All these guys are in the red.
And that Colossus actually returns with the army. He's going to clean those up real quickly. Although Hasuu pulling probes here. Interesting choice. I don't think he needs to do that. But not going to take too much damage. Again, pretty even game, although right now TQ up 20 supply, but again, with the tech disadvantage here, as this Colossus continues to actually going to work on the rocks. I don't know why.
And I mean, he's really been cutting probes, it seems like. He needs to be chrono boosting those out since he's still way down. It's 47 to 39. I don't see any reason why he couldn't be in the lead at this point. He has almost full chrono boost on that expansion too. And there he goes, reading my mind. Scan goes down, sees very few units at the front here, so he might be thinking of pushing.
Right now there are 2 Colossi out, third one in production, about halfway done. That second one is going to join. Oh, actually still staying on the high ground. Just maybe worried about drops. Hasuu sending a Stalker to that watchtower, getting a nice scout out. And Observer right now sees the rest of TQ's army over here at his old base.
Taking down his own gold rocks. And does have that orbital command ready to float over. And it's interesting that he did go for the orbital, so he's playing risky here.
So 3 Colossi out in the field now. Hasuu may be thinking about another timing attack. He's also getting +1 during down his Twilight Council. Wants to get Blink most likely, but could transition into charge. We've seen a lot more players starting to go much heavier on the charge. So we'll see what he decides to do, although right now I still think that he's going to go for Blink.
So there goes that orbital. So WannaBe, if you didn't have an economic lead before, it's going to skyrocket here. He's still up on Harvesters too.
Yep, there comes the mules. Already 2 landed at the gold. That's going to give him a nice income boost and a massive.
And look at this drop happening in the expansion right now. All the probes getting forced out. The forge getting focused down. It is getting +1 ground weapons. It's going to be denied.
Ooh, and upgrades are just so important PvP, and that's going to set Hasuu back really far. I mean, at this point, some players actually already have 3-3. Obviously, he's not going for the double forge style, but losing that forge much more significant than it seems. And I mean, most people think of it just as 150 minerals, but that upgrade really critical into the mid game.
Yeah, he's way behind on upgrades. It's 1-1 for WannaBe. It's only 0-0 for Hasuu. And here comes an engagement as Medevac was flying over the left, so a few less units to fight here. Good force fields, forcing all those units to not be able to engage with the bunkers. SCVs going into their death, trying to repair the bunker, but oh, they actually do, and it looks like there's enough Vikings here in the air to actually push the Colossi back. 2 of the Colossi go down, 1 left, and it looks like WannaBe getting it out once again. He does want to do trades here since, I mean, he's way ahead economically. He can resupply a little bit faster, and he does come out 30 supply up.
Ooh, Hasuu is getting charge. A weird upgrade. Normally if you go for charge, you're going for heavy zealots, which means that you're getting the +1 armor instead of +1 attack when you start your forges. But now that he has had to re-put up that forge, he may transition into getting armor. And a lot of zealots. He's trying to get his third base up here. But looks like TQ does scan it.
Vikings pick off the 1 Colossus. Second one is reinforcing here, trying to just snipe that Nexus. Trying to kill off probes too. He can't really decide what he wants to do. Now he's going to have to back off. Hasuu does get the best of that one. Although still lost that 1 Colossus. He can't get those Colossus numbers up. Which is really hurting him here.